What's up, quarterback fans, SEC fans, Tennessee fans in general? Welcome to the QB Spotlight video. And today we're going to talk about Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker. And he, of course, is a quarterback we have talked about often on this channel before. But today we're going to talk about some of the quotes that have come out, I think, a few days ago or in a preview magazine of some SEC coaches kind of talking about Hendon Hooker and talking about how he's more of a system quarterback and kind of given the connotation that they don't know if he's necessarily good or just a good system, right? And so y'all, of course, know how we feel about Hooker. We think he's very talented, and we think that he just found a really good system. And our thought about kind of the whole thing or the whole quotes, which we'll get to in a second, but our response is most successful quarterbacks are in a quarterback-friendly system, right? And so that's not necessarily a bad thing. So before we dive into kind of what was said, and again, I'm sure most of you have read by now, but before we dive into it, I just want to encourage you all to consider subscribing to the channel if you like any QB-related content, as long as it's related to the quarterback position. Anything is fair game here. So we're going to go ahead and look at some anonymous SEC coaches and what they said about Hendon Hooker. So, quote, "He wasn't very good at Virginia Tech, and yet he's really good at Tennessee. So it makes you wonder if it's a system thing." At Virginia Tech, he averaged like 1,400 passing yards, 11 passing touchdowns, and 3 picks in his 2 playing years at Tech. And of course, goes to Tennessee, has 31 touchdowns throwing, had more running, had 3 interceptions, and just had a really, really good season, almost 3,000 yards passing. So that's kind of why he was talking about the system thing. And then more quotes says this, quote, "That offense is really creative and really simple in a unique way. It makes it very quarterback friendly." So he gets the benefit of having a lot of catch and throws that go for a lot of yards. Another quote says, "They're pretty easy to break down because that offense is pretty easy to break down. You're a 6-win team if your quarterback is decent. You're a 2 or 3 game ceiling if he can make plays." So just those are some quotes, not speaking negatively of Hooker necessarily, but giving more the credit to the system, right? Which that's your opinion if you say so. And then later on in this article, it talks about Hooker's big reason he was so good was his attitude change, right? And this article came out. These quotes came out a little while ago as well, talking about Hooker and talking about how he was all businesslike when he first started, and then he was taking everything so seriously, and eventually he started to have fun again. And once he was able to have fun and just enjoy and be loose, that's when he really became a successful quarterback, right? So the responses to all those quotes, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a quarterback-friendly system. What quarterback doesn't want to play in a quarterback-friendly system, right? Most every successful college quarterback is in some type of quote-unquote QB-friendly system. Look at all of Ohio State's quarterbacks who are uber talented. Most are all 5 stars, get drafted high, but it's a QB-friendly system that allows them to maximize their potential. Look at Joe Burrow a few years ago, QB-friendly system. Also, just because he struggled at Tech, I don't think that defines you as a quarterback. You have to be allowed to grow, which what he did last year. I'll use Burrow as an example, right? His first year starting at LSU, he had a fine year, nothing crazy, but it was kind of average, right? And then that second year just took off and really showed what he was able to do. So you have to allow quarterbacks to grow. And that's kind of my response to everything, right? And kind of just why we think he's more in a system quarterback. And even if he is, he found a system that works, and so be it. So sure, he's got things to work on. I get it. This quarterback, I mean, this offense does have limitations as far as like how it progresses to the next level. I understand, as people say, it doesn't have a lot of complex readings for the defense. It's kind of like a one quick read, get the ball out quick. But that's not a bad thing. At the same time, it doesn't mean he can't learn it or doesn't already know how to read defenses in a complex way. And at the same time, that's what the NFL is for, to learn and grow. In college, you're trying to be a really good college quarterback and to win games. So that's kind of our response to all those quotes. And again, these coaches know more than I can even dream of knowing about football, but I don't think it's a bad thing to be a system-labeled quarterback. I don't even think he is a system quarterback. I think he can fit in multiple systems. He just found a system that worked really, really good for him, had good coaching, and they have developed him, right? Coaches should be able to develop players. And that's what Tennessee has done with Hooker thus far. So we're looking forward to the next season. And we're going to look at a few clips just at the end of this video that really kind of go into more detail about Hooker breaking down some defenses and being a situational quarterback that I think kind of answer him being more in a system quarterback. And again, if you want to watch kind of the full video of why we think he's more in a system quarterback, we have that. We put out probably the beginning of the summer, so go ahead and check that out. So let's go ahead and dive into just a little bit of some more breakdowns on these next few clips, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, so here's a 3rd down and 5 for Hooker here, and we're going to see it looks simple from the outside looking in, right? But I think these type of plays kind of exemplify just the overall quarterback that Hooker can be, right? So we're going to see pressure in the face here. Boom, remember it's 3rd and 5, right? So quarterbacks are made on 3rd downs, pressure in the face, delivers a ball here, get anticipation, throw. Yeah, the DB's off, but it's not horrible coverage there. So it ends up being, what, a 8-ish yard gain or so. But again, 3rd and 5 against the best team in college football. And Hooker does a good job standing in the pocket here, right? Let's go ahead and watch it one more time. Changing the play line of scrimmage. But again, I do think it's a good example of just showcasing Hooker's overall ability as a quarterback. The small plays here, right? Pressure in the face. Boom, right when the receiver turns around, right? So it's knowing the down distance, knowing what you have to get, and then being able to execute whenever the pressure is in his face. Let's go ahead and watch 1 or 2 more clips here of Hooker. All right, so here we got another 3rd down pass from Hooker here. And so this is actually a touchdown. We're going to see a deep ball right here on the top of the screen. Just a go route, but again, I like showing it because it's a 3rd down, right? And it does involve an accurate throw downfield here. So again, no RPOs, no play action here, just a straight drop back. Boom. Sorry, it was a wheel route. I apologize. Ball is out, right? Good anticipation throw, right? You've heard us say this before. If he's even, he's leaving. Ball is out of the QB's hands, and there's still some pressure in the face. Hits the receiver in stride and goes in for a touchdown there. So again, 3rd down throw. Yeah, it's a wheel route and a go, easy read, if you will, but still, he had to go make that throw here, right? You're able to see only 5 in the box, so you got 6 DBs. You know the safety can't get over there in time, and then the straight drop back here, right? So boom, got the inside going in, good read by Hooker, and then ends up being a good, accurate ball downfield. Again, I like the situation of it, though. It's a 3rd down throw. Pressure in the face still hits him right in stride here. Let's go ahead and just watch 1 more clip of Hooker before we end this thing. All right, so here's the last clip we'll watch of Hooker. Just a touchdown pass to against Alabama here, right? And I just like showing it because you're going to see the throw with pressure in his face. Now, it's a good read by Hooker, obviously, right? The receiver has this guy beat. But there's pressure in his face here, so a good accurate throw with pressure in his face there. So again, just a few clips showing Hooker, just kind of breaking down Hendon Hooker, why we think, yeah, touching on that he's more an assistant passer, but even if you do want to label him a system passer, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Most successful quarterbacks are quote-unquote, system passers, if you will, or they are in a QB-friendly system. That's why they're so good, because they have good coaches, right? So again, just like we talked about earlier in the video, I think Hooker's found his system that fits him. He's kind of optimized what how he's been able to play, and I think sure you can have those opinions as far as system quarterback and everything else that was kind of talked about in the beginning of the video. But we just wanted to make a quick video and just talk about what was said about him, and then go into a little bit of detail why we think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. And again, if you want to watch the full video of why we think he's more an assistant passer, I encourage y'all to go back and check it out. But thanks for watching, everyone. If y'all like this type of content, this QB content, please consider giving us a subscription, like, all that fun YouTube stuff. It does help us, and we'll see you next time on the next quarterback-related video.